Hello and welcome to today's Ninjatrader ecosystem event, The Real Edge, How Risk Management Wins When Indicators Fail, a no-fluff session on why smart traders manage risk, not just trades. My name is Chris and I'm a platform representative at Ninjatrader.
Yeah, I guess the reason why I wanted to do this webinar is because I know for a lot of people out there are searching for a lot of indicators to use, looking for that edge in the market using because there is a massive amount of indicators and ways to trade out there. You know, you can go onto YouTube or, any form of, search engine out there and find all these types of trading styles. But you won't find a lot of people promoting risk management or focusing on risk management. And I know that for myself as well. When I first got into trading, my focus was on purely strategy, and really focusing on just winning. That was my mindset, was just what's the best strategy to win, all right? And really trying to avoid losing trades. And really that's the craziest thing you can do in trading, because losing trades are a part of trading. Winning trades are a part of trading. Like every opportunity exists out there. Yeah, so I guess that, this was my motivation for really sharing this. And as a trading education academy, we've been doing this for 13 years. So we've seen a lot of traders come through our system. And I know when I first started trading many years ago, first of all, I didn't even have an edge. I was just putting trades into the market randomly. So, it's important to have a strategy which is consistent and you can use consistently. And that's very, very important. But you also have to have a consistent risk management process as well. And that's where a lot of people fall down. So this is today's presentation is on risk management and the importance of risk management. So here's a little blurb about myself. I won't go into too much detail about myself, but I've been trading for many, many years now. Discovered futures just around the last financial crisis, around 2007, 2008. And I've been trading it ever since, as well as other products out on the market. But I absolutely love the futures markets and what it gives you as well. And also the Ninjatrader platform is a very powerful platform to use. If you're a beginner trader or you're already experienced as a trader, it's a wonderful platform, and it has some great tools, particularly the playback function, which I'm going to be showing today as well. I'm going to show you how our indicators work. But my passion is teaching and education. And when I first got into trading, I was very much all looking for, the perfect indicator, the perfect setup. And it took me a long while to understand that trading is, you're going to find it very difficult to outsmart the market, because it's an enormous playing field, and there's an incredible number of traders out there and liquidity providers and huge, enormous number of market makers, etc., that are really controlling the market. And as a retail trader, our edge purely is really our risk management, because we are going to have winning trades and losing trades, and we just need to be able to balance both those out. So this is why you need a very effective, consistent risk management system. So if you are focusing on getting into trading, I do highly recommend you really focus on trying to find a strategy edge. And a strategy edge is obviously, something that has a high win rate and has a very good balance, risk to reward. So the combination of those statistics is very important. But the risk management is how you manage those statistics, and that's very, very important. So a little bit about IDTA, just so you're aware. We established IDTA back in 2013. So we've got members all around the world. We are licensed as well here in Australia to be able to deliver futures trading education. And we have a wonderful team of professional traders. We've got our own proprietary trading systems as well. We've got our daily live trading rooms where you can go in and watch our professional traders trade in the market each and every day. And we've got a massive global trading community network. And it's very important to have people that you can share your information with and learn from your mistakes, and you celebrate your victories together, but also just grow and learn, because as we know, trading is there's a massive technical aspect to it, but there's also a massive mental process and emotional process that can occur, particularly in a high performance sport or high performance activity like trading. Because we have wins, we have losses, so you have to be very systematic and processed. So Chris has already run through our compliance slides, but I'll just run through them very quickly as well, just so you're aware. We are licensed by Beyond Capital Asset Management for the purpose of futures trading education. We do trade in the futures market, so it is considered a high-level risk product because we are borrowing money to trade from the clearing houses to be able to do what we do. So it's considered a high-level risk product here in Australia. And also we have winning trades, we have losing trades. And also today's presentation is general information only, and past performance of this product is not and should not be an indication of future performance. But I do suggest you do read through those compliance slides as well. So what are we going to run through? We're going to cut through the noise. We're going to talk about the illusion of indicators, the risk edge, what separates the winners. And I'm going to give you a live demonstration. So we're going to get into the charts. I'm going to show you a trade from exactly last night. We just did this in the US Open. For us in Australia, it was early hours of the morning, and for people in the US, it was during the morning session, which is around about I think about 10 o'clock Eastern. This trade set up. So we'll do a live demonstration, and then we'll talk about 3 rules to trade like a professional, and we'll do a wrap-up Q&A. So let's cut through the noise. And this was me when I first started, spending years trying to outsmart the market, only to find out it really can't be done. It's very difficult to get to have a strategy that's going to win consistently. And so you have to get used to losing, all right? It's a part of trading, and a lot of people don't like it, but you have to develop a fairly resilient mindset around loss and what loss means for you. So trading really is a numbers game. It's the most simplest form of trade, really. It's if the market goes in your favor and you manage the trade well, you're going to be profitable, right? If you get into a trade, the market goes against you, you've got a potential to lose money, right? And how much money you're going to lose really depends on your risk management and obviously your analysis. And you can do the best analysis in the world and you can still be on the wrong side of the market. So it's never going to work out perfectly. But as I said earlier, a lot of people spend too many years trying too many strategies, using too many indicators, rather than having a very simple strategy that is repeatable and doesn't have too many variables, which makes it too difficult to get a consistent system. Because you have too many variables, you're going to have too many rules, too many reasons not to be in the trade, or too many reasons to get out of the trade. So you need to keep a trading plan very simple. And I'm not going to go through a simple trading plan today, but I do encourage you to really focus on a very few simple rules in your trading, and to do it consistently. And there's many ways of doing that. Ninjatrader is an incredible amount of indicators that you can use as a part of your rule set, but just focus on a few simple rules. Don't overcomplicate it, because it is all about doing consistent procedure and process. Now, you'll also find when you first get into trading, you're a bit rushed. You just want to get into the market. You want to be in there because you don't want to miss out on the activity. So you might experience FOMO, fear of missing out, and other types of emotions may direct your decision making. But as you become more experienced, you start to become more slow and more calculated. And one of the most calculated aspects of trading is risk management. And we've made the risk management process a lot easier for our traders. And I'll show you how. So as you're aware, if you've been trading before, I don't know how many people are trading. Let me know your level of experience, but let me know if you can relate to what I'm saying here. But you can compare trading without risk management to skydiving. Without checking your parachute, you might be flying, but not for very long. So if you don't have consistent risk management in place, and we'll look at some of the numbers soon as well. If you find if this is not your number one focus in your trading, this needs to be right up there. And you can only do this with very good statistics as well. So the illusion of indicators, and why so many traders chase indicators. They're looking for the new signals. They're looking at the golden goose that's going to lay that golden egg for them. They're looking for the perfect setup. And you can perfect your setup by keeping it consistent and keeping it very rules-based, but not too many rules. Don't overcomplicate what you're doing. But there's a false belief that more information is going to give you more success. And definitely that was my starting point in trading, that the more is better. Throw more indicators at it. You won't be able to see anything on the chart, but it'll make you feel more confident. They're almost like a false armor for what's about to come. But the real truth is you can't outsmart the market, but you can outlast it. And that's important. Now, the stats or research show that 90% of traders will lose their invested capital. Now, that's not a great statistic, but this is the reality. You'll hear this from even brokers have to report this in some countries, just how successful traders can be. So reasons for failure is, number one, lack of risk management. Emotional trading. And it's very easy. We are humans, right? We're emotional beings. It's tough to take that emotion out of trading, but it comes down to education and training yourself, becoming resilient around losses and wins. Overconfidence and greed. Who's experienced that when they've been on a roll and they just keep pouring money into the markets, or if they're losing, all right, and they're feeling like they have to get that money back quickly, get more greed coming into your trading process. So they say it's estimated 3 to 20% of day traders have success. And our goal as educators is to lift these numbers up, because we know it's possible, but you have to have control over these 4 things above. So sound risk management, understand your emotions and how they affect your decisions and your physical state. Make sure you get the correct education, which is not just purely focusing on winning, and focusing on the perfect, all the perfect indicators and all the different ways of reading the story. All right, it's not about that. It's about having a simple process, a simple system. But the risk management process is the part that is most forgotten by a lot of educators out there. And then just watching overconfidence and greed, being calm, balanced, observing your emotions and observing your thoughts. What are you saying to yourself? So, what's the real edge? All right. So what separates the winners from the losers? Well, number one, it's understanding your position sizing. So understanding how many contracts you can afford to use based on your account size. Making sure you've got defined clear stop loss levels. How many traders here trade here without a stop loss? Let me know if you've traded before without a stop loss. You never know when the market's going to spike up or down. So this is like definitely flying without a parachute, without a stop loss. Knowing your risk to reward ratios, and also your account drawdown limits. Now, Ninjatrader has some incredible binding systems if you struggle with over trading or or revenge trading or any of these types of deadly sins for trading, NinjaTrader has some systems in the portal, in your account portal, where you can actually cut yourself off from trading. You can have max drawdown limits, or you can have max profit limits as well. So they're very powerful tools that you can use as well. So knowing your numbers, very important. So look here, risk to reward ratio. So risk to reward basically is what are you preparing to risk for the amount of money you want to make? All right. So this is very important to know. So if your average win or average loss is, say, $100, all right, and you're running at a 50% win rate, meaning you're winning 50% of the time, losing 50% of the time, you will be actually probably losing money based on your commissions. All right. So you need to get over 50%, just over 50% to break even. Now, if your risk to reward is, say, you're risking $100 to make $200, which is 1 to 2, you need to be winning at over 33.33% to be breaking even. All right. So there's less stress, less wins, but less stress on the fact that you don't have to win all the time. But you may be a bit more calculated and slower with your trading. You might wait for the trade to be just the perfect spot. All right, you don't need to overtrade. You might just wait for that one trade and just put all your eggs into that basket. Or you might not need to either, because you've got the odds stacked in your favor. You might have your first trade might lose, the second trade might lose, and the third trade may win. And you still come out break even, right? You've had 3 trades at the same trade. One has won, 2 have lost, and you're still at break even. All right. So there's less stress, but you can really dial in and be more calculated with your trades when you put the risk to reward in your favor. Then you've got 1:3. So you're risking 1 to make $300. So therefore, you only need to win 25% of the time to break even. So you can see if you're scalping a little bit more, where you've got, say, $200 at risk, and for a $100 target, all right, so you're actually 0.5 to 1. You're looking at 1 to 0.5. You need a lot higher win rates. So there's a lot more stress for you to be winning all the time, or the majority of the time, all right, to break even. All right. So, if you're running like these types of numbers, you need to be running at around about 70 to 80% to be profitable, potentially. All right. But the main thing is you need to be consistent with that risk. So it's really important to know your numbers. So how have we made it easy for our traders to manage risk? Well, I'm going to show you some of the tools that we've added to the Ninjatrader system that our members get to enjoy each and every day. And it's called Trade Max. So I'm just going to bring up a chart here. And this is actually the trade that I took last night. I'll show you where I got in. So this is the playback function here. So what I want to show you first is our Trade Max suite. So basically what we've done, we've just altered the chart trader just to give us more focus on risk management. And this has been a game changer for a lot of our traders. They absolutely love this system. We get incredible feedback and comments about these tools. But the first thing you can see down here is the risk profiler. So down here, you can actually set your risk profile that you want to apply onto the trade. So say, for instance, on this particular trade setup here, I'm looking for a trade up to this zone up here. So I'm looking for a reversal trade off these lows. So I'm looking at putting 2% risk onto this trade. So I'm trading the micro E-mini S&P 500. So on a 10,000 account balance, right, which you can customize in here. All right, so you can have it running off your actual balance or just having it off a custom balance. So I've got it set to a custom balance of $10,000, and I've drawn my risk to reward in here. So that's where I want to get in. That's where my risk is going to be. And that's where a one-to-one target is going to be. Now, obviously my target, I want to move it out up into this zone here because I believe the market has a high probability of moving up to this level. Okay, so I'll just put the trade on above that level. And now it's told me here I can trade with 2 contracts. Now, basically I'm using what we call the TradeMax ATM. So it basically reads this number down here and it puts those contracts into the market. So let's just press play and let's just speed this up and just see what happens. So I've set my risk. I've got my risk here. Now I've got it running there and I'm going to move this up. I'm going to move this up to 720. Now, what I can do as well, all right, so you can see here, it's actually it's monitoring my profit here as well. So I can delete that now because I'm in the trade, and I'll just keep speeding this up because it might take a little while to get there. So you can see here, it's telling me my risk. I'm only risking 1.4% on my account here right now. All right. I'm also, which equates to $143 roughly. And I'm risking 57 ticks, all right, with 2 contracts. So it does all the mathematics for you. Now, the final piece of the puzzle is you've got an auto trailing system. And this is what I did last night when I took this trade. I got in, I set the trail here. So I click that to on, and then I've got a whole bunch of tools down here that I can use. So I can select it to run under steps or swings, or I can let it follow a trend indicator. All right, so I haven't got the trend indicator loaded here because I want to keep the chart pretty clean. But I'm going to have it set to 2 bars. All right, so it's going to trail the market every 2 bars. You can see it's already made a stop adjustment. So for me last night when I put this trade on, it was 1 o'clock in the morning for me. All right, so I had to get up at 5 o'clock to do this webinar this morning. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to stay up and just manage this trade. I'm just going to set the auto trail system and let the trade do its thing. All right, whatever happens, happens. Let the trade run out. So you can see it's following, it's moving up 2 counts behind. So it's de-risking as well. All right, so every time you can get an opportunity to de-risk, it very much helps your statistics as well. Eugene, great question. Can you paper trade with Ninjatrader? Yes, you can. And this is an incredible tool as well. This function. You can see now, I've sped this up to 15 times speed. But you can see here now, I've got nothing at risk. See the stop loss is just moving up. So I was sleeping when this was happening, right? So I was still a part of, this is what I love about the futures markets is there's consistent price action, consistent volatility. And when you've got an appreciation of trading tools, it can very much help you, particularly risk management tools. And I think there's not many educators out there that provide these types of tools or have this focus on risk management. So you can see we're 2 candles behind the market. So you can see we've locked in profit now. We're up 1.5% on our account. We're up 2.3% on our account right now. So you can have different functions here. You can have it set to 1 bar. You can set it to a trend indicator. You can set it to what we call a squeeze. So where you might get to your target and you click squeeze. So we never saw, so we got paid, right, on that trade. So you can see here that was worth $532.50 on those two contracts from there to there. Right now, I'll actually show you the trade that I took because I've got the screenshot here. So there was a few attempts to get this trade. I got in a little bit earlier over here, and then I re-entered back down here. So I had 4 contracts running here, and I scaled out as the market was going out. But you can see where I got out. I got up there at 5,720 on one contract. So you can see the market was scaling all the way up. So that's actually a live trade. So, you know, it's not phony. You know, there's a lot of people out there that don't actually show you live trades. And this is what we do in our live trading room each and every day is we use these tools. We do live trading. And this is what I'd love to give you guys an opportunity to find out about our tools and our system through our live trading room. So I'd love to give you an offer to join our live trading room for Monday night, or for you guys in the US, it'll be Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. So I'll share a link. Kel, would you be able to share that link in the chat for the guys? Just a quick. So basically our Trade Max tools is on offer for our members. So you can see there's an auto trail system that automates the stop loss management, and there's 8 strategies to choose from, including a smart AI to do it all for you, or opt for a specific trailing method. So you can use swing, steps, trend, 2 bars, 1 bar, 80% break even, or a squeeze function as well. The P&L monitor is very powerful because it actually shows you exactly how much you're risking on the trade, and it actually allows you to, when you press the buy button and you've got the Trade Max ATM set, which is your stop loss and your target parameters. Once you've got that set, it'll adjust it automatically. So, you know, sometimes in the heat of the battle, the markets, you know, you're really focusing on so many things, and you don't have time to adjust risk sometimes because the market's moving quickly, and you're focusing on the perfect setup. You know, you can just, once you've set your risk profiler, you know exactly, you know, how much risk you've got in the market, and it'll actually put the correct number of contracts in. And the great thing is like initially last night, I was just dipping my toe in the water, and I was trading with a couple of, with maybe some 1%ers to start with, or you can start with maybe 0.5% when you're first starting out. If you're building a position, you can, and maybe the market might be not quite at the desired support or resistance level that you're looking to trade from. So you might just dip your toe in the water with maybe 0.5% risk to start with. And then if the trade's holding, then you can build, you can add another 0.5. And it just keeps stacking the amount of risk you've got. So, you know, for instance, you might have we have a max drawdown per day of 5%. 5% is the max. 4 to 5% is like max that you'll draw down when you're trading. So if you're down, say 1% for the day, you know, you put your first trade into the market and it didn't go to plan, you can go, right, okay, I've still got 3 or 4% left in the kitty to trade. All right. So if the market does pull back and get to that position where you want to trade from, then you can add another 1% into the market, or you might add a 2% trade into the market. So, you know, adjusting the numbers is very powerful. But in the heat of the moment, when there's emotions running and there's nerves and all those things bubbling up, sometimes the mathematics and thinking clearly can be challenging. So having these tools makes it very streamlined and simplifies that process for you. So the risk profiler is very, very powerful. So it's just a matter of using that, like I said, that the draw, the risk to reward, and you can adjust that to 1:2 or 1:3. But when you put that in, like so, you know exactly where you're going to put your risk. It actually shows you, that's where I'm going to put my risk. That's where I'm going to put my 1-to-1 target. If you've got a 2-to-1 target, you can adjust this risk to reward tool to be 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. So you can make those adjustments through here. So if you wanted to make it 2 ratio, you could do that in here, and there is a 2 to 1. So you can adjust this in real time as well. So that's very, very powerful. So guys, if you want to see it in action, come and join us. And I want to finish this presentation with 3 rules to trade like a professional. Right? Never risk more than you're willing to lose, emotionally and financially. And this is the biggest problem that people face in trading, is that they risk too much money. They think they can handle it, but really emotionally they can't. All right. So these tools can very much help you and lock you in to being consistent with the amount of risk you're putting into the market. Know your risk before you know your reward. Really important. That's why we've developed these tools. The risk profiling tool, you can just quickly see how many contracts you're going to be risking, how much money it's worth, and what percentage of your account you're risking. And you set that before you go into each and every trade. And the final thing is, stick to your risk plan. No exceptionals, and don't emotionally override the system. So summary, there's no strategy in the world that can save a trader with poor risk management. You can be the best trader in the world. You can be the smartest person in the world, the most intelligent person in the world. It's not going to make you a successful, profitable trader. However, risk management will definitely help. All right. I'm not knocking indicators. Indicators are very important, but keep it very simple. Don't overcomplicate what you're doing, and reframe risk as empowerment. All right. This isn't about playing safe. It's about playing smart. So thank you for joining, guys. Hope you got some good tips there, and we'd love to see you in our live trading room. Who's going to jump into the live trading room? It's next Monday morning in the US, late Monday night if you're over here in Australia. Oh, good on you, Eugene. Yeah, thanks for jumping in. That'll be great. So there's the link there, guys. And also, if you want to find out anything more about what we do, you can always check us out online, or check us on ChatGPT or any of the AI portals. We rank #1 in Australia for on Google searches as well, and we've been doing this for 13 years. So we've got, like I said, IDTA is more than just myself and Kelly. We've got a big team that supports us, and we've got many pro traders. Actually, our live trading team did a very good job last night. I think we got potentially a 6% return, I think, out of the market last night from our Mitch, our US Open live trader. But I'll be in there on Monday night for you. So look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for joining.
I just wanted to drop in, Cam, just saying to everyone that if you can't make Monday night, then please jump onto our website, idta.com.au, and check out, we have this week we've got a workshop on Saturday, so you can jump on and join the workshop, join our team, our pro traders, sharing a whole lot around our education. And it is idta.com.au/workshop. So Cam will just drop that in the link as well. So we're very committed to supporting people who are either traders and want to become better at trading, or people new to futures trading. So this workshop strips out everything. It's got you'll see our trading planning, you'll see strategy, you'll see some of the trades we've been taking in the live trading room. Our professional traders will show you their trades, and all trades in the live trading room are live money, with, of course, live traders. They're not AI traders. They're real people. So I think Cam is going to so
yes, I'm just getting onto it,
from
Kel.
Mexico, saying thank you. So there you go, guys. There is the workshop link now in the chat. So if you can't make the live trading room, and join us in that US Open, please jump in and check out our workshop it's this Saturday for us in Australia. It's Friday for people in the US and Mexico and other countries. So
and also too, guys, if you can't make the US Open session because it's too late for any of the people here in this time zone in Australia, we also do have a European Open session, and we also do have a US close. So if you want to go into any of those sessions as well, just let us know. Just say yes, or reach out to us via email. You can email us at info@idta.com.au, and we'll slot you into one of those sessions as well, just to see how we read the market and our philosophy. So once again, our philosophy is very much based around risk management, and also you'll see some, obviously some simple indicators that we use, but it's very much about using a consistent strategy and focusing on the risk management. And I tell you one thing, I wish I focused on risk management more when I first started. Would have saved a lot more gray hairs. But anyway, thanks, Kel, and thank you, Chris, and thank you to Ninjatrader for having us and hosting this incredible ecosystem. It's so important. Ninjatrader does offer such a great support for traders getting into trading, but also experienced traders to keep on top of what's happening in the market with the live streaming of the pre-market sessions and those sorts of things. So it is a wonderful platform. It's a great community, and we've been using it for since we started the academy. And so if you are interested to try a different platform, I would highly encourage you to get involved with NinjaTrader. And great rates for commissions as well. I think it's on a lifetime license, I think it's only about $1.30 for a round turn on the micros, and you're looking around about, I think it's or somewhere around about $5 or so for the E-mini indexes as well. So it's very, very, really good rates and great margins as well. So that makes it important. So are there any questions at all, guys? Any questions before we wrap up?
I think you have a quiet crew today, Cam.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Had a couple of thank yous as well. People.
And I haven't. It's amazing when you look at indicators online. You won't find it's very difficult to find anyone doing the same indicators we're doing in terms of the risk management indicators. It's very much overlooked in terms of the software space.
How much does the trade management package cost? Yeah,
so as a member, we don't offer these out to the general public at this stage. We only have it as a part of our membership program. So depending on the level of your membership, it can range from about 149 Australian dollars to about 229 Australian dollars, which is about the Aussie dollar is about 64 cents at the moment to the US dollar. So it's very affordable for Americans. We have very Australia's got fairly poor exchange rates right now. The US dollar's so strong. That's correct, Jeff. Per month.
So we don't have to say that you're going to get 50% off because that's automatic, because you're in another country if you're in the US.
I know it's not very fun for us buying American things these days, but
it is fun when Bitcoin runs to 102. We're pretty happy with that.
The markets, that move today, it was brewing. The indexes are just going up as well. I think all the indexes are having a good run as well. It just broke 103. Wow, that's that's good to see for all the Bitcoin holders. Would be happy. Don, is there a replay? Yes, NinjaTrader will host a replay on the ecosystem. So if you registered, I'm sure you'll get a reminder of the recording. Yes. Yeah, but like I said, I just encourage you, if you're a beginner trader or even an experienced trader, really focus on taking. Actually, I want to show you one last thing before we wrap up, because I'll just see if I can find it here. But we're very strong on our journaling as well, and one of the things that's really helped is we created this journal system for our traders, and this is one of our traders KPIs here, and very, very consistent. So you can see their win rate is pretty good, very good, 68.67%. But the key thing, if you look here, if you look at their average win to average loss, right? So this is basically your risk to reward. So basically, on average, they're risking $71 on every trade to make $98. So that's basically, like a 1.3 to 1 risk. Sorry, a 1 is to 1.3 risk to reward. So it's very good. And you can see here their profit factor is over 3. If you're over 1, you are profitable. All right. What that just means is the amount of it's a ratio between the amount of your gross winners compared to your gross losses. All right. So that's your profit factor. And then you'll also look at the other statistics here. Is like, look at this. Their best win's 805. Their worst loss is 306. So they're very good statistics as well. If you've got smaller losses and your wins are bigger, you know this person's going to be a profitable trader. And then you look down here and you can see, this is their month of May already. And then you can see, how they've been performing through here. And then you'll see the equity curve, up to, 13,000 from here. So that's one of our traders who is using these tools and just absolutely swears by them. And it's really revolutionized how they trade. And it's not a flashy indicator. This is all just from risk management processes. So, if you're not collecting this data, you won't know really how you're performing. So it's very, very powerful. Anyway, thanks, Ninjatrader. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kel, for coming in. And thank you for joining. Hopefully you got some great knowledge and some inspiration and some motivation to really sharpen up your risk management tools and to really focus on your numbers.
Thank you, Cam.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, mate. Bye for now.